Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to open another Pixie box. This is actually not quite the last, but one of the last Pixie boxes because Sophie and Toffee cancelled the subscription line and they're gonna, from what I heard, open a new one and somewhere this January, but I haven't really seen anything about that yet besides some miscellaneous posts of them, so we shall see in the future. So this box is the Awesome 2024, and the first thing we have are these kind of like textured stickers, and then we get these hook charm bands, and we get the tiny charms molds. We get some paw prints that look like some hearts, a bear, a flower, a bat, a bunny, and all that stuff. Very adorable and very nice to put into things. And we get these like ribbon band things. I guess they're stickers for use. The first mold is actually this like happy and sad cloud with a rainbow in between, and it looks like the mold has a division, so I think it might be like a picture holder or something, which would be very cute. Then we get some rhinestones in like white, yellow, pink, purple and all that stuff. And we get some like tiny charm molds. We get the star and another one of these like card picture holder ones. This one is a happy cloud. And we get some new Mirandi pigments, which I like. We get some green and some like yellow, or I guess it's like orange in a way from the name. Always very useful. And then we get a double hook charm lanyard kind of thing. I think you're supposed to put your keys on the like rounded part of the hook and hook that on, and I think they chose the like openable hook for the other side so they don't have to use something permanent, which is very nice because you can use them without the thing, the like slinky lanyard kind of thing, whatever you want to call them. And then we also get a container with a seal. This one actually has a plastic interior, so you can indeed store UV resins in them if you want to. And we get some of these really beautiful things. It looks like there's like crushed glass and rhinestones mixed or something. And they're really beautiful. I love the color scheme. Next up we have a heart in the same like shape as the star with the rounded off edges. And then we get a glitter embed tower. And it looks like mostly all of them are stars in different colors, and it's just the tower with that's filled with all of them in different colors. And we get this like kind of iridescent pink stars also as glitter. Well, we have an empty bag for something, so it happens sometimes something slips out. Then we get, it almost looks like a crown or like an open egg kind of bow mold, which I think is interesting. And this star mold, which has a lid. Maybe it's a shaker, which would be weird, like a large star shaker hanger. Almost reminds me of Laura's star. And I also found this mold hidden in one of the edges, which is just the round version of the other two. And here you can actually see they're supposed to be tag molds, and there's many different varieties apparently. And I was right, this star is indeed like a shaker mold, which is very interesting. But yeah, so we got a star, a heart, and the circle of the tag molds. Apparently the elastic spring rope things came in 3 different colors. I honestly am quite happy with the colors I got. And yeah, it still, even in their preview, looks very much like an egg or like a crown. And then I was right with the card holder stuff, and yeah, the square container, which is funnily enough rounded on the inside, and yeah, I guess that's also very handy. We rarely get any like containers for things. We usually just get things in containers that you can reuse once you've done them. But anyways, I wanted to try something out with some of the small molds, so I mixed up some UV resin with some Mirandi pigments. This will take a bit longer to cure, especially the black, since it prohibits the light from passing through it properly, but with these kind of small molds, usually with a couple minutes longer, it usually cures well, and since I'm going to actually embed this in some other resin, it should be fine. But I decided to just use the paw prints. So I'm just using this skewer here to fill in the tiny gaps. Most of my silicone shapers are so worn out by now that I didn't really feel like they would give me enough detail for actually making these paw prints. So I'm making 2 of each color just as a single color, and I'm making some of these like mixed color spotful kind of paw prints, because I thought it might be nice to have some nice variety, and I'm making 14 in total. Over the course of this, even though I only used the lighter very briefly and make sure to wait a while, the mold actually got pretty much ruined to almost unusable, at least that part of the mold. I can still use the other charms, but I guess making 14 charms in a row, the mold also got quite warm in between. Definitely, yeah. It doesn't bode well for the lifetime of it, but I guess it's okay. It was meant to be used. I'm actually starting out with the ball mold with some clear resin, and regrettably I have to say the rest of the resin stuff that I poured, the camera cut out. My battery was empty and I couldn't really change it because I had resin on my hands, so I'm gonna show you what I poured with the rest of the clear resin I made later. But for now I actually waited like about 6 hours for this resin to cure. I used like a 1-to-1 ratio, and I waited until it reached the honey stage, and then I embedded the paws. Only at this step I realized I should have probably covered them in some resin too, but I didn't have any left over. I would have prevented air bubbles, but I just hope that the air bubbles will not show from the outside. So I tried to like move them around a bit, get it into the middle a bit, so I wouldn't actually have any issues with that too much. And actually some of them came out, a lot of them came out while I was squeezing the sides, so I was just using my coffee stir stick to like push the air bubbles out a little bit, and then pressed on the side of the silicone to move them upwards, which yeah. If you try and embed something that shouldn't sink in this kind of honey stage resin, then yeah, always make sure to cover it first and make sure it doesn't have any gaps so it doesn't collect air bubbles. I just realized that way too late, and yeah, at this point it wouldn't have made sense to actually mix any other resin up. Probably could have used some of the resin that was inside the mold and just covered them, but I originally didn't want to make a mess and get it on the middle part, which in the end I got it anyways and spread it. And then my camera cut off again. For some reason it only recorded the end bit of me pouring this thing, so here you can actually see the other 2 pours. With the leftover resin I wanted to make something that I normally don't make, so I picked out some of my embeds, which are basically like polymer clay embeds, and I found these candy ones and I thought that would be quite cute, so I used this like holographic effect kind of mold with some, and I poured the rest of the like colors that I chose for the cat or paw. I guess I'm going with cats in this case for the paws tray mold. And I also poured this cloud, which these ones I poured with liquid resin, so of course the charm sank. But I also put in one of those like resin lollipops. They were actually I think polymer clay too, but yeah, basically they're like lollipops that look kind of real but aren't. And yeah, of course they sunk, but I don't think it actually really matters. I still think it looks pretty cute. Actually, I think I'm not gonna color the face in for the cloud because I think the candy on its own looks pretty cute. So I'm just gonna leave the face as a little shadow there. And then lastly, of course, the piece I'm most excited about. It may have seemed quick due to the video editing, but it actually took like 2 hours to make those tiny paws, so I really hope for the best, and I was actually quite happy. Indeed, none of the air bubbles were on the outside, and actually all of the like tips of the, I'm just gonna call it a crown, all of the tips of the crown were actually working out perfectly. There was no air bubble in there either. Now of course there's some air bubbles trapped in between the paws, and some of them aren't quite upright, but I still think they look adorable. As for the color choice on the inside, I chose some candy pigment. I chose like a pink, a white, and a brown for that to kind of fit the paw prints. And then I actually just poured the rest of it into the like black void of the coaster mold for the candy. And the edges were actually already filled fully. There was only just a tiny bit of space, and I only had a little bit of resin left, because I measured it out pretty perfectly for the pour mold. But I like the like tiny bit of hue. It almost looks like a chocolate milk or something that's floating behind there, which I think is actually pretty fitting. So overall they turned out really, really cute. I'm actually super happy that it worked with the poles, that they didn't fully float and stayed in the positions that I put them in. Although I definitely tilted some of them a bit more, but it's kind of hard to get them into the right place anyways without all of the air bubbles and all that. But as I said, I am actually quite in love with this bow. I think it turned out super adorable. And I don't even mind that there was some like resin bits from the cap from previous pours. So yeah, I'm actually quite unsure with this box what to say about the theme. I mean, yes, we had those streamer/ribbon stickers, but nothing else really screamed awesome 2024 for me. I don't know what you would even put for that theme, but we have some nice molds. I'm actually quite happy. The bow mold is cute, and I'm certain it would be actually awesome for when you have like paints in there. You can like lay your paintbrushes into the like in between the crown spikes, I'm gonna call it, or you can make an actual crown out of it. Just make sure your pour doesn't get over the middle, and you can make a weird little crown. Yeah, the picture frame holders, they were quite adorable. Although I'm kind of a little bit sad that my candy sank, but I could have expected that. At least for that one. For the coaster mold, that actually looks quite cute. Although that one wasn't in this box, that was in a different box. But yeah, you know, leftover resin pours. We always appreciate them here. We don't have to get let any resin that we mix up get to waste, right? So even if it doesn't quite match with it, I always like to pour them into leftover molds. But in this case, it turned out really nicely. And then the tag molds I also really enjoy. I think they look quite well, although I'm sure that if you actually use them, you should be careful to how much your resin actually dips in, as to not under or overfill them, because else they will not be as nicely shaped with the rounded edges, and of course you need to get out the air bubbles. But I think the shapes are adorable, and I think I'm gonna definitely use them in the future. And of course you can never go wrong with Morandi pigments or glitter embeds and all that. So nice box, but yeah, theme-wise I have no idea how I should rate that, but yeah, I think there's certainly something to find for everybody with the charms and all that stuff. At least I hope so. But anyways, let me know in the comments down below. What did you think about this box? Did you actually like it? Which items were your favorite? And which items maybe you didn't quite enjoy? For me, the things I don't really need anymore is glitters by now. I just use them way too little. I should really challenge myself for this year to use them way more and to use embeds way more, because as you can see from the pours I did with the coaster and stuff, they can look absolutely adorable. But yeah, just let me know your opinions of this. Anyways, I hope you had a good start into this year, and I hope that all my camera issues that I had with the filming of this video, which I actually finished filming last year, will just have been the bad luck of last year just coming to an end, and now we have a good start for this year. But we shall see. And anyways, hope you had a great day. See you next time. Bye bye!